What's up, people? Itchy Bill. I'm Chris the Dumb One, and I am back with another video. I'm gonna state this right from the tippy top. This is a live stream, so when you're doing live streams, you have to understand that you can't edit in a live stream. It's a live stream, okay? It's live and direct, all right? Now, I had that thing perfect. Oh, crap. Now, with further ado, let's get this thing cracking. And I got to make another announcement. Bill Belichick, Robert Kraft, and Tom Brady. If I say during this video, Brian Belichick, if I say Carmel Kraft, or if I say Kraft barbecue sauce, or if I say Tim Brady, excuse your boy. Once again, it's 6 o'clock in the morning instead of 5 o'clock in the morning. Your boy's brain, it's not there yet, okay? So, with that being said, let's get into today's story. Now, I told you guys in my last live stream a couple of days back that there's growing friction between Bill Belichick as well as Tom Brady, and Robert Kraft had to decide on who he's going to show support. Now, I've seen this happen several times in my lifetime. Most recently, everyone knows I'm a huge Dallas Cowboy fan, and Jerry Jones would favor the players over the coach. And when he had one of the greatest coaches of all time coaching the Dallas Cowboys, he still had the weakness to show his affection for players, all right? Most notably, Tony Romo. Tony Romo was like a son to him, all right? And I don't know why my camera won't stay where it's supposed to stay, but that's neither here nor there, right? So he would show a lot of support, and I'm sorry for the camera being in an angle, but as you can see, the camera is not acting with your boy. Might have to do this stream over. We're not sure, right? So when Jerry Jones did that, it sort of divided the team, and that's one of the reasons why the team never came into full fruition, right? If Jerry Jones would just allow, what he's doing today, well, the past couple of years, his son has more say-so of the Dallas Cowboys than Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones relinquished his assignment, his responsibility, his duty. He's in the background like he's supposed to. And when you're talking about the NFL, coaches coach, owners own, and players play. And that's how it's always going to be if you want a successful franchise, all right? But yeah, I've seen this story before with the Dallas Cowboys, and now this story is coming to fruition for the New England Patriots, all right? Robert Kraft chose Tom Brady over Bill Belichick, right? And the reason why he did that is because he has more of a relationship with Tom Brady than Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick don't want to have summer vacations with his owner or with his players. He may now and again dabble and hang out for a couple of hours, but not weeks, and not have in-depth phone conversations like Robert Kraft and Tom Brady does, right? Tom Brady is 40 years old. Tom Brady saw the writing on the wall that Bill was molding his Tom Brady's successor. If you know Bill Belichick's track record, he rather let a player go 2 or 3 years early than 2 or 3 years late. Now, Tom Brady has escaped this for years, all right? And this, a lot of people are not going to tell you this. This was going to be Tom Brady's swan song, all right? If Bill Belichick would have had his way, he would have already gotten rid of Tom Brady or forced him into retirement, all right? And, Jimmy G was going to be the successor because they traded another quarterback to the Colts, and that's the same team that drag snitched on the New England Patriots. And they basically got a can of beans and a half slice of used bread for that quarterback. And he was a pretty decent quarterback. They got a receiver that didn't work out for the Indianapolis Colts. And this same receiver, surprise, surprise, is not working out with the New England Patriots when you look at performance, right? Now, they basically trade Jimmy G for a second-round pick. Jimmy G, they clearly could have gotten more for Jimmy G. And the reason why they couldn't get more for the San Francisco 49ers because they really didn't have much to offer. Now, there's reports out there that suggest that Bill Belichick called the San Francisco Lynch and them, the 49ers, and said, hey, look, what's your best offer for Jimmy G? You can have Jimmy G for whatever offer you can give me. And they gave them a second round pick. Not to mention, Bill Belichick has been helping his assistant coaches find other head coaching or other coaching jobs. All right? Bill Belichick never done that in his life. Bill Belichick likes to keep all of his coaching staff, and all of a sudden this year he's helping these coaches advance, all right? And some of these coaches are probably going to wind up with similar positions. They'll get paid slightly more than what the New England Patriots is going to offer, but Robert Kraft, he wouldn't mind overpaying for these other position coaches. So if you look at the track record, Bill Belichick gave Jimmy G for absolutely nothing. He's helping other coaches find and establish other positions from when you're talking about other teams, and he's highly upset with Robert Kraft because Robert Kraft made a decision and he chose the player over the coach. All right, now, when you look at New England Patriots fans, I'm not talking about the hardcore New England Patriots fans that's been there since day one, before Tom Brady, but a lot of these bandwagon fans clearly are fans of the New England Patriots because of Tom Brady. All right, Tom Brady is a household name. He's married to a model, a supermodel. A lot of women thinks he's handsome. All right. And he plays for the New England Patriots, all right? So a lot of these fans are, the reason why they're New England fans, not because they're New England fans, I mean, they're fans of the New England Patriots, but they're fans of Tom Brady. And if you're a fan of the New England Patriots, you should be more concerned about the New England Patriots as an organization. You're a fan of the current structure and the current foundation and the current system of the New England Patriots, as long as Bill Belichick is there, which is he rather trade a player away that may have 2, maybe 3 years of top peak performance trade him early than trade him late. Now, like I said earlier in the video, when you talk about when you're talking about Tom Brady, I almost say Tim Brady again. When you're talking about Tom Brady, he's 40 years old. He is performing at a high level. But is that due to Tom Brady taking care of himself? Yeah, some of that. You can say it has something to do with that. But the large reason why Tom Brady hasn't taken a big hit yet, which I'm sure he will deep in the playoffs or in the Super Bowl, is one, the system that is that Bill Belichick runs. They have a better offensive line than they had last year. All right. So Bill Belichick was wanting to keep Jimmy G, and Jimmy G was going to be the successor of Tom Brady. They would have came to Tom Brady at the end of this year, asked him, hey, yo, look, we're looking, you know how we do things in New England. We had a great run, but it's time for Jimmy G to take over. Now, if you still think that you're capable of playing in the NFL, which he have issued statements saying that he can play even after the age of 40, then we'll trade you to a team that is willing to allow you to become the quarterback, orchestrate a trade, or you can just retire and ride off into the sunset and do what you like doing. Okay. And if you read the reports a couple of months back, how Bill Belichick, I'm about to say Brian Belichick, Bill Belichick banned Tom Brady's personal trainer because his personal trainer was influencing other players. All right. And you know how Bill Belichick is. He's not having it. He's the alpha voice for the New England Patriots. All right. And when he did that, that was a way of telling Tom Brady, I'm still running things. Despite your relationship with Robert Kraft, I'm still running things. But when you look at Tom Brady, he pulled a LeBron James and said, hey, yo, coach, when you talk to the owner, I want to stay here as long as I want to stay here. We have a great relationship. I love you. You love me. Everyone else is tradable but me. That's not what the conversation was exactly to a T about when he was talking to Kraft. But Kraft is allowing his emotions to get the best of him. He thinks of Tom Brady as his son, okay, as family. All right. You don't trade away your family. You don't trade your son to another team. But when you're talking about the NFL, it's not about relationships. It's about producing, and it's also about the future. You got to stay a step above the future. And the New England Patriots has been doing this for over 15 years. All right. And this is the way they done it. Now, a lot of people are going to throw out, well, if you put all this stuff together, maybe Bill Belichick is going to leave the New England Patriots. All right. And that's a possibility. However, when you dive into that theory, you will have to think, well, what team he's willing to go to, because I don't see Bill Belichick as an announcer for Fox or ESPN or CBS or the NFL Network. I don't see, he's not built for that stuff. He's mainly built for going in going into pro football organizations and being very and highly successful doing it. All right. Now, if Bill Belichick leaves, be on the lookout for this one destination, which is the 49ers. And I'm going to tell you why. One, they have Jimmy G, which Bill Belichick has been molding with the New England Patriots. Two, the 49ers have expendable players. They're not tied to a player with a big contract that they can't move. Three, they're $100 million under the salary cap. Even when I'm pretty sure, and this is before Jimmy G signs his, but when Jimmy G signs his, they're still under the salary cap, even if they overspend for Jimmy G. Okay? And the personnel, the office, they just won't, when you're talking about Mr. York and Mr. Lynch, they just want the 49ers to flourish, okay? And if it means Bill Belichick has to run the whole organization, they will allow Bill Belichick to do that. Now, John Gruden was signed to be the head coach of the Raiders. It's a $100 million contract, 10 years. He gets final say-so. He also has going to have a small stake when you're talking about ownership. Do not be surprised if Bill Belichick gets a similar but better deal with the 49ers. All right? And here's why. The 49ers are desperate. They haven't been winning since Jim Harbaugh. And they want to prove to the world that it was more so them than Jim Harbaugh when they had their brief successful run. All right? And they want to get back to those glory days. Plus, when you look at all the other iconic teams, when you look at the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Dallas Cowboys, the New England Patriots, they haven't had a long-term success with their organization when you compare those other teams. Even though the Dallas Cowboys haven't won a Super Bowl, they have been in the playoffs more so than the 49ers. If you look at the Pittsburgh Steelers, it's been a while since they won a Super Bowl, but they always been consistently in the playoffs. And when you look at the New England Patriots, they always been in the playoffs. All right. Plus winning Super Bowl. All right. So when you look at those iconic teams and then you look at the 49ers, yeah, they had a brief run in the playoffs, but they got derailed by the Seattle Seahawks, and the rest was history. The Seattle Seahawks pretty much owned the 49ers, even with Jim Harbaugh as the coach. All right? So do not be surprised if you hear rumbling and grumbling about Bill Belichick and the 49ers. Now, Robert Kraft got some years on Bill Belichick when you talk about his contract. But I think Robert Kraft is a smart enough businessman to know that if the 49ers want him and that's the place he wants to go, and if this relationship is so fragile to where they can't work it out, it would be easier for him to just allow Bill Belichick to move on with the next phase of his life and be the coach of the 49ers. All right. Plus, they can have a coach in the New England Patriots that they can, when you're talking about Robert Kraft and Tom Brady, they can work with. All right. Bill Belichick is not taking this lightly. And if you heard yesterday's report, Bill Belichick made the team go out there in the snow to work out to prove a point to everyone out there in the masses that, yes, he still has his finger on the New England Patriots. That's the only logical place I can see Bill Belichick go, because Jimmy G is there. They're under the salary cap, and they have personnel in the office that will give Bill Belichick a contract that's similar to your boy, which I forgot his name, John Gruden. It'll be similar, if not better, than his contract that he has with the Raiders. All right. Plus, the 49ers got to take over the front page because the Los Angeles Rams are in the playoffs. The Raiders signed John Gruden. You know, San Diego, when you're talking about the Chargers, they're just the Chargers. And the 49ers, they're supposed to be the glory team, the team that everybody talks about in barbershops, and they haven't been in discussions in barbershops in many moons. All right, so that's what's going on. If this gets to where it's too fragile to work things out, I can see a scenario where Belichick just, I said Brian Belichick again, Bill Belichick take his ball and goes to another team and try it over there. All right, that's the only logical place I can see him. You know, as far as him, I know people are going to say, well, what about the Dallas Cowboys? I don't see Bill Belichick leaving one organization where you have an owner picking sides to another organization that has a history and a tendency where the owner sometimes comes down and show favoritism to his favorite player. All right, which Jerry Jones starting to, that Prescott is starting, he's starting to show some signs of favoritism towards him. All right, even though he likes Ezekiel Elliott, he thinks of those two as the triplets, Troy Aikman and Michael Irvin and Emmitt Smith. They have a ways to go, but it is what it is. All right, I don't see him going to the Dallas Cowboys. I really don't see him in any other any other places in the NFL, because not a lot of places are going to give him that type of say-so, that type of money, and that type of leeway. Even though they're that desperate, they need a coach. All right, so it is what it is. Guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. Please hit the notification bell on my YouTube page. Subscribe to your boy. Hit the notification bell so it'll let you know when my next video or live stream is going down. This was a live stream. All right, so when this is finally uploaded, I can't edit it. So if I said someone's name wrong, it's going to happen. All right, so I see y'all guys later. Y'all have a great Saturday. If you didn't catch the early part of it, once it's finally uploaded, just go back and just watch everything. Like I said, it is what it is. It's your boy